So you're probably here because you are starting a YouTube channel, or you started a YouTube channel recently and you kind of want to get a little more comfortable on camera. Right now, I am in my house and I'm gonna be making some breakfast and kind of doing my morning routine. I'm gonna slice up a banana and make a little bit of breakfast this morning. It is about 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's about time for breakfast, right? Who doesn't love a little banana, right? It's just great, healthy, easy. And what I'm gonna be making is one of my favorite things. Get a little water from the good old tap in here to boil. No big deal, boil it, right? Then you're fine. If you do little things on, the side to prepare, then you'll be a little bit less stressed out when you're filming. Do the things that you normally do, right? So if you like to walk your dog, vlog while you walk your dog. Something like mundane to you is actually really interesting to other people, right? That's why YouTube is so cool, because we're not pretending, we're not faking anything. It's not like TV or even reality TV where people have these perfect lives or something like that. So let's get into it. We are gonna take our little pack of oatmeal here and we're gonna pour it in the pan, just like so. You know what? Hey, let's just go a little crazy. Let's just get one more back here. I don't know why I love oatmeal so much. I tell everybody that and they just think I'm nuts. Like most people like waffles and pancakes and biscuits and gravy, but when I go to restaurants, I order oatmeal. It's just my thing. Another thing to do for breakfast, which is really cool, is just have some stuff chopped up and ready to go. So I already have some apples that I'm gonna add to the mix here. Being on camera is not intuitive. You have to look into the lens rather than at the viewfinder or anywhere else, because, oh my, we gotta go back over here. Sorry about that. We just gotta turn that down a bit. In the beginning, being on camera is weird. It's kind of awkward, like you're gonna be nervous even though you're just recording yourself. So something that I would recommend is maybe just filming yourself the first few times, recording. Watch yourself. Every time that you watch yourself, you're going to get better and better and better. So another thing is people think that they have to look perfect, right? And that's just not the case. Something that you can do is dress like yourself, do your makeup and your hair like yourself. It's not looking perfect to the audience. It's more about how you feel comfortable. So if you feel comfortable in what you're wearing, maybe you're wearing your favorite top or your dress, maybe a certain color, and you like to do your makeup a certain way, then that's just gonna make you feel even more comfortable, and you're not gonna worry about that, and you can just worry about being yourself. I actually prepare a lot of things the night before, so I pick out my clothes that I'm gonna wear the next day, and that's something I was talking about, just making yourself a little less stressed out if you kind of have your life ready to go. Getting your clothes ready, even trying on a few different outfits the night before, and finding what you really feel comfortable in. And then in the morning, I get showered, I get all ready in the morning. I tend to like my hair straight. I feel more comfortable doing that rather than curling it, so I do that. And then I do all of my makeup. So I don't have a script, and I recommend not having a script. And that is something that I did learn in the news business, because in the beginning, I truly came up with a script, and I was so nervous. I thought I had to go by that script like verbatim. And that is actually the worst thing that you can do, because if you get off track and stumble just a bit, then you're looking to find where you were, and then you're gonna stumble even more and get flustered. I ended up making bullet points of the points that I wanted to make. Keywords. So if you look down and you see a keyword, then you can ad lib on your own. And these are things that you already know, you're comfortable saying, because you're already an expert in what you're doing, whatever your topic is. So that is really what I would recommend, making kind of a rough outline and bullet points. So you don't need extra people to film. And actually, I'd recommend trying to film on your own a little bit, just so you know what you're doing if you need to. But I would say like 75% of the time I'm on my own. So whether that be putting the camera on a tripod or just placing it on a flat surface, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can put the camera like on top of a bookshelf or behind it or something. You don't necessarily need a tripod if you don't have the money for it. I would recommend not having someone help you in the beginning because you're gonna feel really, really nervous, and it's just gonna make you feel even more nervous. So like I said in the beginning, I would just film yourself by yourself. Gives you a little less pressure. And then eventually it is nice to have help because then you can make the process go a little faster. I would recommend, if you do have someone helping you, that it may not be just a complete stranger, you know, someone, and also someone that you can bounce off of, you know, like if you see them smiling or laughing with you, it just makes it that much better. I made it a little too watery. Who doesn't love a little oatmeal soup, right? I'm gonna take you to my bathroom and show you just a little bit about what I do to get ready. Everything is the same as what I would do on a normal day. So I have a couple different kinds of foundations, and one that I wear is my normal everyday foundation. I have another one that is very, very heavy, which I would not actually wear in normal life because I feel like it looks very cakey, but on camera it looks pretty good. So that is one difference that I would do. That is another thing about the news. Like, even, it's true, even the guys put on makeup because it looks better on camera. It, you know, if you have any sort of imperfections or, you know, something that you want to cover up, it just does. Everything is minimized when you're on camera. So you think you put on all this blush and all this makeup and it looks ridiculous, like you would never go out in public with that. But when you're on camera, it's minimized, if that makes sense. It looks really normal. And that's the case about actually your voice as well and your confidence. Your voice is minimized. So if you're normally a very quiet speaker and you talk like that on camera, you're gonna come off even more mousy, if that makes sense. So you have to be very energetic, almost step it up over what you would do in normal life. Contouring, yeah, I don't do that. That's just way too much work. That's just like, woo, it's like an hour-long process. I try to make it as fast as possible, actually, because, I don't know, it's like a race for me. How fast can I do my makeup and make it look somewhat decent? I got other things to do, you know? I do a little bit of a darker lip. Again, that looks nice on camera. It doesn't look as dark, I think. Believe it or not, I used to work in the local news for about 4 years, and from the beginning to the end, I would say I'm quite the different person because of that experience. Not only because of news, you know, being in news is hard, hearing all those hard stories, all the different people that you meet and going through things. But I'm talking about going in, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. In the beginning, I didn't even realize that you should be looking into the camera lens rather than looking into the viewfinder or looking at something else or looking at a person behind you. Truthfully, if you're looking into the lens, you're looking at your audience. You're looking straight at them like you are talking to them. It's not scripted. It's not super formal. Of course, in the news, it was a lot more formal than here, but you need to talk to someone just like you're talking to your best friend or your grandma or whoever it is that you feel comfortable talking to. I did have voiceovers as well, and I would literally say, or when I was on camera, I would literally first say, like, it was so embarrassing. I would say like, hey grandma, you know, and then go into what I was gonna say. And it actually really did help. So don't feel like, you know, you can't do something fun or ridiculous like that just to get yourself comfortable and in the groove. You're not always gonna have someone to help you out, right? A lot of times you're gonna be doing things by yourself. And what you can do is have a few different camera angles. You can put the camera on the ground. You can do all sorts of fun things. So right now, I do have someone helping me out, which is kind of rare and exciting. So another thing is, when I started that experience, I was actually a super shy person. I had no idea one day that I was going to be live. It was like my first week and my news director was like, hey, you're gonna be live downtown, good luck. And I thought she was joking. And then going on camera, realizing that I was gonna be talking to potentially hundreds, maybe thousands of people was the most nerve-wracking thing of my life. I was shaking, possibly even sweating, who knows? The only way you can get better on camera is just like trial by fire. You're just gonna be thrown out to the wolves. I'm just kidding, no you're not. That's a different experience. But the only way you can get better is just being on camera more and more and more. Maybe in the beginning, you film yourself with nobody around, so nobody is staring you. It's really awkward when people are looking at you. I had to get used to people just looking at me, stopping and staring. I would have to put the camera on a tripod, talk into it like this, but there would be some random stranger, some dad or something standing there just staring at me just because it's a very foreign thing out and about to see. So you kind of have to get used to those like unpredictable situations. And that actually reminds me of another thing is vlogging. So you have to get used to holding the camera in public. Have it toward yourself with nobody on the other side, whether it be in the grocery store, at the fair, at your gym, and you have to get used to people staring at you. But you have to get past that point where you don't even care. It just is what it is. You're doing it because you need to do it, you want to do it, and it's gonna be great. Do it for the video, right? So being on camera is not intuitive. It takes experience and just kind of trying different things, seeing what works for you and what makes you feel comfortable. It's kind of like meal prepping. I didn't meal prep before, but I found out that I really love doing it because it gets me really ready for the week and it takes a lot of stress away. Right now, we are going to make a little tofu curry. So I have got a little bit of tofu here. Yes, I know, it's not for everybody. Got some vegetables. Let's say these vegetables and this tofu is your rough outline, right? You don't have perfect measurements or you're not completely ready, but you've got some good points. You're like ready to put it in the skillet and fry it up and ta-da, you've got some curry. You know what? Everybody messes up. Everybody messes up, right? Nobody, well, we've talked about this. No one, I mean, maybe. You are a superhero if you can go from start to finish and not mess up. But most likely you will. With my videos, a lot of times, because I edit them myself a lot of times, I probably only use about 50 to 60% of what I actually film. So you don't see all of my bloopers for the most part, and that's gonna be the same with you, so don't worry about it. And I was gonna say, if you do have a day where you just keep having to restart and you're not getting it, you're just not in the flow of things, then stop recording. Like, it's just not gonna work at that moment. Maybe try later on in the day, maybe try the next day, edit together some bloopers and put a blooper reel at the end. Why not? Don't take it so seriously, make a joke about it.